Hi, I'm Penny and this is my tiny house, Silver Girl, and I've been here since December, and it's living in a tiny house is so much different from living in a real house, and I love it because I got rid of over half of everything I owned to come here, and I just think it's great. It takes 10 minutes to clean the house from top to bottom, so that's a good thing. Right now I'm in the foyer, also the living room, also, well, it's the main room of the house. They call it the great room. It's not all that great, and the way this tiny house is made, it usually has a couch here, but I've had this recliner for 25 years and I wanted to haul it with me, so I had the couch all gone. This goes with me wherever I go. And let's see what we got. Windows. Oh, we got awning windows, which is my favorite kind of window because they open out, and here where I live, it's wet all the time. It rains and rains and rains and windy. So I get to have the awning windows, which I can open the windows and not have the water come in for me. And what else? Oh, the inside is all natural pine, except for the bathroom, which is natural cedar because it is a wetter wood. It has oil and doesn't absorb the water. They're super high ceilings, and it just makes it feel more spacious than it really is. This house has more storage than you'd ever believe. It's got a bookshelf and more kitchen cabinets than just about any one I've seen, even though it is not that big. Got lots of natural hardwood cabinets. Just love it. Room for a microwave. The biggest sink you can buy for a tiny house. I wanted a big sink. Didn't want no little bitty tiny house sink. Some things have to be big. And this is where I put my dishes that I use every day, so I don't have to pull them out of the cabinets. I got a gas range and an oven, which is important because I love to bake pies, and lots of electrical outlets. That was real important to me when I was designing this house, is to have lots of outlets so that I didn't have to keep moving stuff all over the place. Propane stove, yes, and big oven, pretty good sized oven. And there's an exhaust fan in the stove, so if you're cooking, the smells go right out. The under cabinet lighting, we got lights on the stove, lights everywhere here, and a fan. It's a house-sized refrigerator. It's not the biggest one, but it's sure bigger than most in tiny houses. It's about the same size I had in my apartment. I can put everything I want in there. It's got a big freezer, and you know, living alone, you don't need that much freezer. Yeah. Refrigerator, and it's plenty big for me. Plenty of power. We have 50 amp service, and the lights are those kind of LED lights that don't use much juice. My electric bill for the month is usually about $20, and that includes heat. So it's real economical to live here. This is really well insulated. My crock pot, I make bone broth for my dogs, and that's on most of the time. This thing stores dog food, and I wish it had somewhere else to go, but it doesn't, so it's my extra coffee table. There are not that many drawers, and knives don't go in cabinets too well, but they go fine there. And I like the beams. They got beams, and they're more decorative than actual beams, but they're natural pine. There's no paint, varnish, or anything else inside here, which is important to me because I have allergies. I don't like painted insides, so I'd pay a little bit extra to get the natural wood, but that's okay. I have extra counter space. Most of the tinies have this much. I wanted extra because I like to roll out pie dough. Really, the kitchen I had in my apartment before I moved here was not much bigger than this one. So the kitchen is perfect, just perfect for me. Love it. The doors, we have doors separating the bathroom and the kitchen, and then we're in the bathroom here, and it has a full-size shower and a full-size sink and a full-size toilet, and not much floor space, but you don't need an awful lot of floor space. The windows, again, windows open. We got awning windows, which are great. I made that mirror a long time ago, so I've been hauling that around all the time. And this I found in a junk store, and I like stained glass, so I don't have to put curtains on the window because that would block out the light. So this way you get light, but nobody can see in. So it's a normal flush toilet because here in the park we have septic system. We have a regular, so it's the same kind of toilet you'd have in your house, same kind of sink you'd have in your house, same kind of shower you'd have in your house. So really you're not giving up anything. If you wanted to be off-grid, that would be a whole different thing, but this isn't an off-grid house. Oh, and in the bathroom there's a big exhaust fan, extra super big, because well, here on the coast it's really damp. The air is wet, so this sucks out a lot more. Sounds like a jet plane, but it really works. Normally you put just a regular fan in the bathroom, but you know, this is the coast, and the coast is like you need a lot of exhaust. Then we have another sliding door which goes into the bedroom. I don't close them very much because I'm here by myself, but if you have more than one person, it's nice to have the privacy. This is the bedroom, and the bed is high enough so that there's a lot of storage underneath the bed. Extra coat closet here, and that's the required by law escape window. I wouldn't have that big a window in my bedroom by choice, but it's big enough to jump out of in case it catches on fire or something. And all the way up ceiling. The ceiling is like, I don't know, 10 feet tall, and there's an extra loft here for storage. I had it made especially high so that the tubs fit under there, so the things that I'm not using every day go in tubs underneath the bed. Like winter clothes in the summer and summer clothes in the winter. Little shelves fit. They fit under here. This railing, which I dearly love, normal one of this has just a board for the railing, but this guy that made this, he made all this up here as far as the railing, and I think it's really pretty. I got a TV, but I don't watch it. It came with the unit. The reason I don't watch, first of all, I don't want to pay cable, I'm cheap. The second reason is when you have the couch here, you can watch that, but my recliner is facing that way, and so you'd really get a stiff neck if you were watching the TV here. But I don't care for TV, so I'm an NPR person. Loft is really cool. It's got a full-size bed up here. If you turned the bed sideways, you could have two beds. The most important feature up here is my dog treadmill. And that's why I even have the loft, is because I can't exercise her like she needs to be, so I have a treadmill for her. And she loves to come up here and work out on the treadmill. And it's nice if it's raining. She doesn't have to go outside except to do her business, and she can just come in here and walk on the treadmill. It's a little bit low, but most lofts are, you see. You can't stand up in the loft, but it's okay for sleeping. Super well insulated, because in the winter time, all it takes to keep it cozy is just one little heater, and that's good. Some people have a big furnace, but you know, if you're going to the East Coast, or I came down here from Alaska, if you're going up to Alaska, then you need that big furnace, but you sure don't need it down here. I am selling it if somebody wants to buy it, or I'd trade it for one with no loft, but that seems to be a real hard commodity to find, so I may have to have another one made without a loft, because lofts seem to be in all the tiny houses, and that's fine if you're 20 years old, but not so great when you're almost 80. It doesn't work that well. Again, I chose everything in this house, and I love it. Again, my name is Penny, and you can find me on Facebook if you're interested, and thank you for watching even if you're not interested. This is the first time I've ever done this, and well, I came down here from Alaska to live in Newport, Oregon. Actually Waldport, but close to Newport. I love living in a tiny house. I wouldn't want to live in a regular house anymore ever.